Throughout the year, we have been studying people and topics that had to face choices and challenges. Here are some that really stood out and inspired us. Angel Island had many uses. One of the most well-known uses was for immigration. People from China wanting to immigrate to the U.S. usually immigrated through Angel Island. They came to the U.S. by steamship. The people who came through Angel Island were quickly moved into old, stuffy, cramped barracks. Some people who were trapped in jail-like rooms had to wait for 20 months or more to be called in to be questioned by the interrogator. If you were to immigrate through Angel Island between 1910 and 1940, you would have not had a good time. The boat ride was horrible and many got seasick. The immigrants often ate soggy rice. Those are two of the challenges the immigrants had to face. The questioner would make you answer questions that you may not even know the answer to. For example, the food on Angel Island was very disgusting. You were not allowed to leave Angel Island until you passed the interrogator. If your answers didn't match your family members' answers, then you were deported back to where you
The book Olive's Ocean by Kevin Hanks is about an 11-year-old girl named Martha. Her classmate, Olive, was recently killed when she was crossing the street. She was hit by a car. Martha had to make a choice to worry about Olive or just forget about her. At her grandma's house during the summer vacation, Martha had to choose if she wants to hang out with the boy she likes or not. She had many challenging choices that were hard for her to make.
The main character, Martha, is a very confused girl. She makes many choices and not all of them are good ones. She's having a hard time and doesn't know which way to turn. One of her choices was liking this boy who lives next door to her grandma. A challenge for Martha is that her grandma is getting old, and she doesn't know what she will do if her grandma dies. She doesn't want her grandma to die. She also had a challenging time with her dad. In the end, she learned that the world changes every minute and that feelings that toss off.
Helen Keller was not born blind or deaf. At 18 months, Helen fell desperately ill with what we now think may have been scarlet fever or meningitis. Helen recovered from the illness, seemingly unscathed. Her parents only found out that Helen was blind and deaf much later. When they did find out, however, they finally resorted to hiring a tutor for her. Little did they know that the tutor would teach Helen to fully communicate with the world around her. The tutor's name was Annie Sullivan. One remarkable afternoon, Annie was teaching Helen that the mark she made in Helen's hand meant water, and realization finally dawned on Helen's face, becoming the beginning of a companionship that would go on for some 49 years, and it changed both Annie and Helen's lives forever. In the summer of 1904, Helen Keller became famous. She was the first deaf and blind person to graduate from college magna cum laude, the highest honor a college can give a student. At the age of 23, Helen published her autobiography, titled The Story of My Life. She went on to publish many more books and articles, in a total of 12 published works. Helen Keller, along with many, many more people, faced tough choices and difficult challenges in her life. But, along with all those other people, she overcame them. If a blind and deaf person can do that, anyone can, including you.